Your proxy works perfectly on your machine but fails the moment you move to CI, a headless browser, or a different server. That's not a bug in your code. It's the wrong authentication method for that environment. Here's how both proxy authentication methods work and how to choose the right one so it works everywhere. There are two ways to authenticate a proxy, or prove to it that you're authorized to use it. Number 1. Username and password authentication. Your credentials travel with every request inside the proxy authorization header. The proxy receives the request, checks the credentials, and either lets it through or returns a 401 proxy authentication required error. Number 2. IP whitelisting. This time the request carries no credentials. Instead, you register a specific IP address in your proxy dashboard. The proxy checks where the request is coming from, and if your IP is on the list of whitelisted addresses, it goes through. If it isn't, it gets blocked. But why two proxy authentication methods instead of one? Because they were designed for different environments. Username and password authentication works for environments where the IP isn't fixed. The credentials travel with the request, so it doesn't matter where the request comes from, your laptop, a server, a CI runner. As long as the credentials are valid, you have access to your proxies. IP whitelisting was designed for the opposite, environments where the IP is fixed and you want to remove credentials from your code. You whitelist your IP once, and from that point, any request coming from that IP works. So there's nothing in your code to manage or accidentally push to GitHub. And if you need to revoke access, you just remove the IP from your whitelist. Both methods get your traffic through the proxy, but in completely different ways. That's why one breaks where the other works. And to see exactly why, let's look at how each one handles a request in practice. Here's what username and password authentication looks like in curl, in Python with requests, and in Node.js. It's the same structure everywhere. Your credentials go into the proxy URL, the library handles the proxy authorization header for you, and the proxy validates them on every request. With IP whitelisting, the proxy string is just a host and port. No usernames or passwords anywhere. The proxy sees your IP, matches it to your configuration, and routes the request. So your code doesn't change, just the proxy string. Both authentication methods work fine when the environment is stable. The problems start when it isn't. The most common one is a 407 proxy authentication required error. It means the proxy received your request, but couldn't validate the credentials. If your username and password are fine, there are 3 common reasons for this error. Number 1, using the wrong header. The authorization header authenticates you to the destination server, while the proxy authorization header authenticates you to the proxy. Mixing them up results in a 407 error and takes hours to spot because both headers look similar in the code. So make sure you're using the proxy authorization header and not authorization when authenticating to the proxy. Number 2, using a special character in your password. An @ a colon, a hashtag, or a $sign. The URL parser uses those characters as delimiters, so if your password contains one, the parser splits the string in the wrong place and the credentials never reach the proxy. Sometimes you get a 407, sometimes the request fails silently. To fix it, %encode your password before building the URL. Python's built-in URL lib.parse has a function called quote that does this automatically. It takes your raw password and replaces any special characters with their %encoded equivalents. The credentials reach the proxy correctly, resolving the 407 error. Number 3, using IP whitelisting in an environment where your IP isn't stable. CI runners such as GitHub Actions, GitLab CI, and Circle CI spin up with a different IP every single build. Those IPs were never whitelisted, so the proxy blocks every request before it even gets to your code, and you get either a 407 error or requests that fail with no error to debug. To fix it, switch to username and password authentication in CI and store your credentials as environment variables. Never hardcode them in the workflow file. Here's what it looks like in GitHub Actions. You store your credentials here as secrets, and your script picks them up from there. Then, in your Python script, Your proxy URL is built from the environment variables here, and the actual credentials never appear in your code. This is worth paying attention to because proxy credentials work as a gateway to your resources. If compromised, unauthorized traffic runs through your account at your expense. So those are the 3 most common causes of a 407 error. But some proxy authentication failures don't give you an error at all, such as headless browsers. In Playwright, Puppeteer and Selenium, setting the proxy string alone is not enough. Unlike Python requests or curl, headless browsers don't automatically forward your credentials with every request. If you only pass the proxy host and port, the authentication header never gets sent and you get a blank page with no error to debug. Each browser handles this differently. In Playwright, the credentials go inside the proxy object here, not in the proxy URL. In Puppeteer, you authenticate on the page level, not in the launch options. And Selenium doesn't support credential injection directly, which means you should use IP whitelisting. So username and password or IP whitelisting. Which is the right proxy authentication method for your setup? If your IP is static and predictable, a dedicated server or a fixed office network, use IP whitelisting. Your code stays clean and there's nothing to accidentally expose. If your IP changes because of a CI pipeline, a headless browser on a dynamic machine, or a local development setup where you switch networks, use username and password authentication. Your credentials travel with the request, so it doesn't matter if your IP changes. And if you're running both, production on a static server and CI in the pipeline, use whitelisting in production and credentials in CI. They're not mutually exclusive. If you need residential, data center, or ISP proxies with dual authentication support, talk to our team at IPRoyal. We'll help you pick the right proxy type and authentication method for your specific setup.